Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called Full Body Bliss. This is a really sweet, kind of sensual flow, and we'll be working into all areas of the body to build a little bit of heat and also create some nice openings and release. So you just need yourself someplace to move, and if you want to practice with blocks, you are of course welcome to have those as well. And whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start from a seated position, but up on your knees, as long as that's comfortable for you. If it's not, you're always welcome to be in Sukhasana instead. And then find a conscious placement of your hands onto your thighs. Palms can face up in a gesture that's more open, receptive, and energizing. Or if you're looking to feel a bit more grounded and anchored, you can place your palms facing down. Begin to allow your eyes to fall closed. And as they do, start the practice of drawing your awareness internally. And just allow yourself to spend some time getting acclimated to how things are feeling in your physical body today. What sensations can you feel? And then notice if below the loudest sensations, there are more subtle communications coming through. And can you feel, as you rest in stillness here, for a sense of being alive that you can feel even when you're not moving? Like a sort of shimmering that comes from the inside out, or sometimes you might be able to feel a pulsing, or even just becoming aware of the beating of your heart. Start to notice the way that you're breathing as you arrive here, the natural rhythm of your breath. Gradually slowing down the pace of your inhalations and the pace of your exhalations. You can start to constrict a little into the back of your throat and trace the breath along that space to begin cultivating Ujjayi breath, finding that sweet ocean wave sound to your breathing. And then spend a few more moments here just becoming aware of all of your senses and what you can pick up on through them. Noticing what you feel, feeling the press of your skin to the earth, feeling the air touch your skin. Notice if there are any smells, any sounds, and look for sounds that are close and maybe some that are further away. And just stay in all of this for another few breaths, just allowing yourself to be. There's nothing else you have to do. Begin to draw your palms to prayer at heart center, feeling the touch of one hand to the other. And if there's an intention or a dedication or a devotion of some kind that you wish to set for your practice, you can take this time to do that. Or maybe you just want like a moment with yourself. Whatever you need here, take it. And breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth, let it go. Begin to interlace your fingers in front of your chest and just start to roll out the wrists, going a few times in one direction and a few times the other way. And then begin to take your palms and press them straight forward to the top of your mat, flexing your fingers back as though you're trying to draw them to touch your forearms. Keep that active flex and just begin to spiral your palms externally until your fingertips point down and maybe a little in toward one another. And then draw them back, internal rotation now, so fingertips point in. Go a couple of times in each direction, as though you're trying to like unscrew the lid of a jar or something like that. Feel as though you're shooting energy straight out through the center of your hands all the time. Notice you're starting to build a little bit of warmth and heat in the fingers and the hands. All right, you can let that go. Interlace your fingers. Take an inhale breath. Stick your butt back, squeeze in through your waist, press your palms forward, and then glide them all the way up overhead. Now, try to draw your shoulder blades kind of toward one another and down. See if you can reach your biceps back behind your ears and tilt your heart a little more toward the sky. Take another breath in here, opening your front body. When you breathe out, draw back on your pelvis, back on your belly button, hug in through your ribs, press front of heart to back of heart and reach your fingertips forward, and then let your body move organically here. You might want to take a little rock side to side. Next breath in, arching the back again, sit the hips back, energize through your waistlines, lift your heart and turn your gaze to look up. As you exhale, rounding in. So your spine, there becomes more space in between all of your vertebrae as you do this. And the more you can press your front body, the more you'll feel that opening into your back space. Let's go one more time. Inhale. Imagine your spine can move really fluidly into this arched position, lifting through your pelvic floor and your gaze. And then exhale to round in, get really hollow and compressed in your core. Next inhale breath, neutralize your spine. Just float your fingertips up. You can release that grip. As you exhale, draw your right fingertips out beside you on your mat. And then as you inhale, cactus through your left elbow. Peel back on that shoulder and start to turn your heart up toward the sky. With your exhale breath, circle your left fingertips forward and then get kind of rounded in your spine and reach diagonally to the top corner of your mat. Take another inhale breath to cactus through your elbow. Tilt your heart toward the sky and squeeze your shoulder blades together. As you exhale, circle left fingertips forward and toward the top right corner. One more time. Breathe in. Imagine that you are moving through honey. So there's some resistance to this movement. And then on the exhale breath, rounding in a little through your core, circle your left fingertips forward. Inhale, press down, rise up to a neutral position with your spine, all 10 fingertips high. As you exhale, take your left fingertips wide beside you. On your inhale breath, create an even press into both of your sit bones as you tilt your heart up and cactus through your right elbow. As you exhale, circle your fingertips forward and around to now the top left corner of your mat. Squeeze back on your ab muscles. Inhale, cactus, open through your right elbow, shining your heart up. Exhale, round in. And for the last one, have fun with it. Really get playful. Feel the air between your fingertips as you open up through your elbow. And as you exhale, round in. Next inhale breath. Press into your shins. Lift all 10 fingertips high, finding a neutral spine here. As you exhale, palms come down through heart center and start to find your way into a tabletop position onto the hands and the knees. We're going to make some figure eights with the pelvis. So start by swinging your hips forward and up toward your right wrist. Then make a big circle with the hips, swinging them all the way around to the right and then back towards your right heel. From there, rock your pelvis forward and to the left. So like left hip bone reaching toward left wrist, all the way around in a big circle to the left with the hips and then sitting back towards your left heel. Once you kind of have this shape, begin to move through it more fluidly and send some breath into everything here. If the figure eight isn't feeling good in your body, you're always welcome to just make circles or do anything that is working better for you. Let's go a couple more times. And then find your way back into tabletop position. With your next breath in, get soft into your belly. Begin to reach your sitting bones up and back behind you. Soften through the backs of your ribs. Pull your heart forward and turn your gaze to look up, coming into cow. See how deep you can make that arch into your back. With your next exhale breath, keep these curves. Slide your pelvis back in space and reach your heart forward. See how slowly you can move back into a more active version of child's pose, so the pelvis is floating off of your heels. On your inhalation, tuck your pelvis, get really hollow in your core, and round your spine as you come forward through a cat position onto hands and knees. When you exhale, softly lower your thighs to the mat and then your pelvis. Micro bend your elbows and begin to just reach from the back of your heart really far forward as you find your way into a higher cobra position. Press your toenails down, soften your shoulders. Just take another breath here, inhaling. As you exhale, slowly release all the way down onto your chest. Extend your right arm wide to the side like a T shape. Palm faces down. Press into your left palm and roll onto your outer right hip, dropping your left toes off of your mat behind you, and then allow your head to relax down. If you'd like a little more, you can walk your hips slightly more toward the center of your mat. From here, begin to make some kind of lazy circles with your left fingertips up toward the top of the mat over your head, so we feel the stretch into the lat here. And then maybe circling around and back, opening the chest more, playing with reaching to catch for opposite fingertips if you'd like. And just move through this in whatever way feels good in your body. If you'd like to close your eyes so you can really feel from the inside out, you are always welcome to do that. Just one more breath here. Dropping into your sensations. Slowly roll back onto your belly, finding your way through the center to switch. So left arm extends wide, pressing into your right hand to come onto your outer left hip. Drop your right toes off behind you, and then find your alignment that feels good and stretchy and opening. Begin to play around with your right arm, maybe revolving it up overhead and around and back. See if you can drop the weight of your torso, the weight of your pelvis, and of your legs really thoroughly. One more breath here. And then slowly roll all the way back down onto your belly. As you arrive here, find the center of your mat again. Interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. If you can, draw the heels of your hands together. Awesome. When your next inhale breath comes, really press your pelvis down. Begin to lift your heart and float your fists back. Create energy, a lot of it, into the fronts of your thighs and press your toenails down so that if your mat was made of sand, you would see that imprint into the earth. See if you can lift your thumbs further away from your sacrum. Breathe in and reach your heart forward. Now, as you breathe out, squeeze your inner thighs toward one another. Begin to float the feet and the thighs away from the ground. Hug everything in toward the central column of your spine. Take another breath in. As you breathe out, release the grip. Place your palms beside your ribs. Tuck your toes and press yourself up into a tabletop position. When you inhale, soften your belly, lift your hips, and draw your heart forward, turning your eyes to look up. As you exhale, hips back. Keep reaching forward through your heart as you find active child's pose. Inhale, round through your spine, shifting forward through hands and knees. As you exhale, softly unfurling into cobra, feeling that your low belly is engaged, pelvic floor is energizing, so your low back is kind of elongating, tailbone reaching toward the backs of your knees as you breathe in. This time, as you breathe out, press into your right palm and come onto your outer right hip. Walk your left fingertips in front of you. Then allow your right shoulder to slide up towards your ear. You can bend your knees a little bit and maybe add a neck stretch by tilting your left ear towards your left shoulder. Allow your breath to comb through the fabric of your right side body, untangling any knots or wrinkles there. And begin to pick up your left foot and step it in front of your right thigh, but leave some distance in between. Dig into the knife edge of your right foot and all of your fingertips. Take a breath in to prepare. As you breathe out, press into the earth and lift your pelvis away from it. Left fingertips can stay down if you wish, or begin to reach your left arm all the way up over the top of your head.
You could play with lifting your left heel away from the earth. Feel the squeeze of your right side and the opening in the space you're making in the left side. Maybe reach your left arm forward toward the top of the mat. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, see if you can pick up your left foot and stack it on top of your right one to find a side plank. And then really squish even more right side body. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, revolve into a high plank, aligning so your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Inhale here. As you exhale, lower your knees, bend your elbows, and bring your chest and your chin to the mat, finding an 8-point vinyasa. Hips stay high. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, press down, lift your heart, and slowly glide all the way back into downward facing dog, really driving into the pillars of the arms to find the strength to get there. And then as you arrive here, take a few breaths, take a few petals of the feet, circles through the hips. You could find that figure 8 shape once again if you like. Drive down into your finger pads and try to drag them back toward the center of each palm. Take another breath in and another breath out. Root into your left big toe. As you inhale, stretch your right leg high to find a 3-legged down dog. As you exhale, stack right hip on top of the left one, bend your knee, and just see how far you can reach your right set of toes toward the left side of the mat. Hips are stacked, but the rib cage is squaring down. Take one more breath in here, reaching really far. As you breathe out, lift your left heel, seeing how hollow you can make your core as you slowly step right foot all the way through to your right thumb. Press your left palm down. When you inhale, reach your right fingertips forward, all the way up to the sky, and then reach around and back, but flip your palm so that it points upward. Hugging into the back of the heart with the shoulder blades, grow longer through your spine. Reach your left heel back and reach your heart up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, circle to face the top of the mat. Fingertips forward and wide. Step into your right foot. Draw your left foot up beside it into ragdoll. Feet about hips distance apart. Let your whole body just hang and relax and drop. If you want to move around, great. If you want to be still and just feel the wash of the breath up and down the line of your spine, that is also a great option. One more breath here. And with your next inhalation, find your way into a halfway lift, sending your pelvis back, reaching the crown of your head forward. As you exhale, place your fingertips to the mat. Lift your toes, turn them out 45-ish degrees, and then bend your knees and sink to the bottom of a squat. Drawing your palms into prayer at heart center if you're able. Use your elbows to press your knees a little wider. Really breathe down into your pelvis, into the hip creases, creating depth and anchoring there. And breathe light and like a quality of air into your heart space so that it inflates toward your thumbs. Full breath in. Full breath out. Now inhale. Lengthen your fingertips forward and sink your pelvis a little further back. Squeeze your core, and on your exhale, see if you can place your sit bones down without using your hands. Finding Navasana, float your shins parallel to the earth. You can catch on for support or reach your fingertips forward here. Draw your chest forward and up. With your next inhale breath, stretch your right leg straight. As you exhale, bend that knee again. Inhale, left leg straight. Exhale, coming back into bent knee boat. Good. Right side, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale, just one more each side. Breathe in, either point or flex your toes. Just create some energy there. Breathe out, bend the knee. Inhale, left leg straight-ish. Exhale, bend the knee. Good. Inhale here, lift through your heart. As you exhale, coming down into low boat, extend your legs straight or keep them bent. Press your low back down and hover your shoulder blades away from the earth. And then start to flutter kick your feet. Just a little baby motion up and down We're just gonna be here for 5, feeling some fire in the core for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in, reach your arms all the way over top of your head. As you breathe out, energetic lift back up into boat. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, bend your knees, cross at your ankles, roll over your shins, and find your way back into a tabletop position, onto hands and knees. Take an inhale breath, soften the belly, opening up the core after that fire. So lifting the tail, heart up, eyes up. Exhale, press down and round your spine. Just take a few rounds of cat-cows here. Moving at the pace of your own breath. If you want to add on some lateral movement, you're always welcome. Next time that you inhale and come into cow, stay there, lifting the heart. And then on your exhale breath, sit your hips back, keep reaching your heart forward, active child's pose. Inhale, rounding through your spine, shift forward through hands and knees. As you exhale, slowly open up into cobra, softening the thighs, lifting the heart and the pelvic floor. Take a full breath in here. On your exhale breath, left hand can step a little more forward, press into it, and roll onto your outer left hip. Feet can stack or stagger, and then allow the left shoulder to just drift up towards your ear. Tilting your right cheek towards your right shoulder to create the stretch up into the left side of your neck. Notice where your breath is moving. See if you can imagine that you're breathing more into the left lung here. Begin to pick up your right foot and step it in front of your left thigh, but with some distance between, like 1.5 feet or so. Press into the knife edge of your left foot and all 10 fingers as you inhale. As you exhale, root down and rise up into modified side plank. Right fingertips reach skyward. Option to lift your right heel if you wish. Feel the space between your left hip and rib cage shortening. And then watch with your eyes as you stretch your right fingertips all the way overhead toward the top of the mat. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, squeeze through your core and the left side of your body to pick up your right foot and stack it onto your left one. Finding this like rainbow arc side plank. Just see how high you can lift the hips. Take another breath in. As you breathe out, gather through your core, look down, place your right palm to the top of the mat and find high plank. Take an inhale breath here. As you exhale, elongate and lower knees, chest, and chin, arching the back and sending the hips to the sky. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more inhale. Strong exhale breath. Press into the earth, gather in through your core, rise back up through that like kneeling push-up to lift the knees and then send the hips into downward facing dog. Take a breath. On your inhale, reach your left leg high, finding 3-legged down dog. On your exhale, stack your hip, bend your knee, reach your left toes toward the right side of the mat as far as they'll go, but see if you can keep your rib cage and your shoulders really square. Take another inhale breath here. On the exhale, right heel lifts, left knee hugs forward in slow motion and really quietly step left foot to your left thumb. Keep your right palm anchored. Breathe in, reach forward with left fingertips, and then up, and then around and back, making a big opening. Circle through the shoulder. Feel into your outer left hip. Hug it back and in toward the midline of your body. Notice what that does, how that changes the stretch for you. Take a breath in. Breathing out, pivot to face the top of the mat. Fingertips forward, step into your left foot, right foot beside it, bowing down. Inhale right away. Find a halfway lift. Make a wave through the line of your spine to stretch it out. Exhale, fingertips land. Turn your toes out, heels in. Bend your knees and sink to Malasana. Palms into prayer. Breathe in. As you breathe out, relax the hips, the jaw, the shoulders. One more in-breath. On your out-breath, sinking your hips all the way down and finding Navasana right away. Knees hugging in toward the chest. Arms forward or holding on for supports. Inhale, stretch your right leg straight. This time, see if you can exhale, stretch your left leg straight as well. Breathe in with both straight. Breathe out, bend your right knee first, and then your left one. Let's do that to the other side. So inhale, exhale, left leg straight. Breathe in, right leg straight. Stay for the exhale, then bend the left knee, and then the right one. Keep moving through this at the pace of your own breath. Let's go one or two more times on each side. Keep squeezing your inner thighs toward one another. If it gets to be too much, you can just hang out in boat, maybe even just floating the toes like an inch away from the ground. Last breath here. Meeting back in Navasana. Take a breath in. Breathing out to lower down into Ardha Navasana, low boat. Flutter your feet for 5. For 4, palms spread open. For 3, keep your chest lifted. For 2, for 1. Take a breath in, squeeze your whole body really taut. Now, as you exhale, we're going into plow. So palms land beside you. Lift your legs, kick them all the way up and back over top of your head. Keep your eyes looking straight up. If your toes don't quite connect to the ground behind you, totally fine. You can catch onto your low back to create a little more support there. If you have landed your toes, maybe option to interlace your fingers at the base of your spine as you walk your shoulder blades a little more together underneath of the back of your heart. Then play around here in plow. Sometimes I like to take a little gentle rock of my hips, side to side. You could play with bending your knees, maybe touching the knees onto your forehead. You could take your feet a little bit wider. Wherever you go, see if you can notice the space of your back body becoming more open and expanded, especially like upper back, cervical spine. One more breath here. And then to come out, everyone bring your palms back to the earth. Really feel the core connection as you slowly lower back down, one vertebra at a time, and try to like press your back body into the ground as you do this. So you get a nice little massage onto your spine. Eventually, landing your sacrum, just allow your toes to float up. You can kind of softly bend your knees here. Flip your palms to face up, close your eyes, see what you can feel. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Begin to hug your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg forward and bring it to the ground. And then interlace your fingers on the top of your right shin as you hug that leg in toward your chest. Play through a couple of ankle circles here, seeing how much you can compress your belly to your thigh. Take one more breath in, squeeze really tight. On the exhale breath, cross your right knee over the midline of the body to come into a supine twist. Right hip stacks on left one. Open your arms up wide, or really just do whatever you want here, but really try to drop your body. You could turn your eyes to look right, soften or close them. Notice the weight of all your muscles and all your bones. Really emphasize that heaviness. Soften any tension around your face, your jaw, your eyes. Breathe into your belly. Begin to roll back to the center. Hug your right knee into your chest one more time, and then switch it out for your left one. So left knee comes in, right leg extends forward, fingers interlace over the top of your left shin, and as you compress, make some circles with your ankle. Take a full breath in, give your leg a tight squeeze. On your exhale breath, supine twist. Left hip on the right one, opening your arms. And allowing both sides of your shoulders to drop evenly toward the earth. Just feeling the gentle twist. Relax your hands, relax your feet. Rolling back to the center. Hug your left knee into your chest one more time, and then stretch that leg straight as well. Now we're gonna come into a fish pose to finish. So bring your hands down, kind of like underneath of your upper glutes a little. Squeeze your elbows toward one another, shoulders away from your ears. Begin to press into your heels and come up onto your forearms here. Really draw the shoulder blades toward one another. Begin to stick your butt kind of back as you inflate up through your heart. And maybe stay here, energizing through your toes. Maybe begin to drop your head back and play with reaching the top of your skull down to touch toward the earth. Feel the breath into your lungs, into your heart. If you'd like, you can bend your knees and maybe stretch your toes up to the sky. And just taking one more breath. Release your legs back down if they were lifted. Press into your forearms, rising back up with your spine, and then slowly unwinding to roll back down one vertebra at a time. As the back of your head lands, hug your knees into your chest, and then squish everything into a tight hug, wrapping forearms around shins, curling the chin up. Take a breath in, and exhale, Shavasana. Arms and legs wide. Take a sigh out of your mouth as you land here. Feeling all of the energy you've created in your body just in this short time. Notice where you can feel heat. Notice where you feel softness. And then notice if there's anywhere that's still kind of tensed or held. And see if drawing your awareness to that space can allow it to relax. Taking these next couple of minutes just to be still and surrender. All you have to do is rest. And you're welcome to stay as long as you wish. And when you're ready to move back into your day, simply become aware of your breathing and take a few really deep, stretchy breaths here. Looking again for that sense of aliveness that you can feel in the form of like a tingly sensation maybe, or a pulsing, or just tuning into the beating of your heart. Start to wake up your fingers and your toes. And take any other movement that feels nice in your body. On an in-breath, arms go back, toes go forward, grow super, super long. And on an out-breath, roll to a side for fetal pose. Tuck the knees, rest the head. Press down and find your way up to seated, closing our practice in Sukhasana. And just get really, really settled into the earth as you arrive here. Palms up or down, lifting tall through your spine. Notice what has happened in your physical body space, in the quality of your presence, in your mental state and emotional state.
What has shifted from the beginning to now? And then draw your palms to prayer. Connect back to your intention, your dedication, whatever was the reason why you were practicing today. See if you can hold this with you as you move forward into the day or the night. Breathe in through your nose. Sigh out of your mouth. Lift your hearts and bow chin to chest. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. I hope that you enjoyed. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, leave them for me below. I love to hear from you. You're also welcome to subscribe to my channel or join as a monthly donation member below. All of these things really, really help to support me and my channel. I hope you're doing well wherever you are and have a really great rest of your day or your night. I'll see you soon in another class. Bye.